I started out playing the saxophone when I was 10 years old, but that lasted about 3 or 4 weeks. I was terrible at it, just squeaks and squawks, couldn't make anything come out of it. Me and my music teachers put a trumpet in my hand and I just took to it. So that was my main instrument. I thought I was going to be a professional trumpet player. But it was around 12 years old, 13 years old, I started to dabble in music composition, and I would sit down at the piano and just plunk tunes out. I'd be that nerd who would go to a movie and then I couldn't remember most of the movie, but I would sit down at the piano afterwards and play 85% of the soundtrack. And in college is where I really found a great love of composition and realized I wanted to go more that route. And then conducting ensued after that. I had never heard the New York Pops before I was invited to guest conduct them, which was for the 25th anniversary gala in 2008. And I came in for a lengthy rehearsal and a marathon concert with all of these guest artists. We must have had 20 plus guest artists and a stack of music about this big. And that was pretty overwhelming. It was a little bit trial by fire, and one of those experiences that, one of the most difficult concerts I've ever had to manage. But that was my first time hearing the New York Pops, and I remember thinking to myself immediately, wow, this is a great band of musicians. When I program a concert, as a conductor, I view it the same way as a composer writing a piece of music. I have to structure the same concert with the same sort of peaks and valleys, and I try to have a particular climactic moment at a mathematical portion in the program. And it's just one of those great magic tricks that works. I'm not exactly sure why it does, but I'm awfully glad it does. We definitely focus so much on Great American Songbook, which really works for an orchestra. That was music that was played in a day and age where there were big bands that had strings in them and orchestras would play them. But then, say you're doing something like the Beatles or Sting or the music of Billy Joel or Elton John, music that I'm currently working on. That provides a little bit more challenge because I want to maintain the integrity of having a full orchestra, an 80-piece orchestra, yet you involve a rock band with that. Instead of a big band setup, you're involving electric guitars and drums and keyboards. And you know, it's just to create the right kind of lush sound that an orchestra is capable of doing, and as I said, maintaining that integrity.